Welcome to the NA stream.
Howdy chat, how is everyone doing?
Hope everyone's doing well. Hello to you, Camo. Always good to see you around.
Greetings from Jutland, Denmark. I feel like is that home base? We see you all over the world.
I think that is home base.
Yeah. So we are here in 2 of the 3 Iowas that are in the game. zuiKatsu in the mighty Missouri.
Yes, the mighty Mo herself.
I am in the OG Iowa, rocking
My tech tree friend.
very pretty triumphant skin.
Some would say that the OG Iowa is now a stronger ship than the old Missouri.
I would be one of those people.
Yeah, she does have the improved heal now
She has
that the Missouri does not have.
And you don't have the temptation to run in and get yourself killed with that radar. That you really, it's much more situational than you would think on a battleship like the Missouri.
Yeah, that is definitely true. It's a trap. Just much like the rear guns on a lot of ships.
It's
Trying to use them is a little bit dangerous.
Arden, good to see you in chat. Arden has been schooling me in the ways of the submarine.
Nice.
We've done some divisioning up. And also, shout out to Arden for having just one of the most soothing voices I think I've ever heard. Arden could absolutely get a secondary career reading bedtime stories. And
I
would
absolutely
subscribe.
agree to that. Add my own coaching session from the deep belows with Arden. Thank you very much, Arden.
Did Arden finally convince you to buy an alliance, Snarf, is the real question.
Absolutely not.
In that case, Arden, you need to keep working on him. I'll work on him in the office. You work on him on Discord. Together, we will finally get Snarf into an alliance.
Remember the excitement when the OG Missouri came out for 750 free XP and 1 credit. Back in those times, 750,000 free XP was a lot.
It was a lot. I remember those days. I remember
It no longer is.
Never afford it.
It no longer is.
And now I regularly chill with like 2 million free XP and not a care in the world about using any of it.
And this is one of those times where I really wish I had a spotter plane.
And I think it'll be even less of a concern in the future, earning that free XP. Perhaps with some more boosters.
Now the 1 credit is the problem. Very true.
Only for me. I'm the only CM that struggles to pull a credit together. Although I have been a little better on credits because I am regrinding a couple of lines. I just finished regrinding out the Marseille. I finally got back up to tier 10 on that. Cleared that one out, and now I am back up to tier 8 on the British battlecruisers. And I am at the Hawk.
Hawk is an amazing ship. It's like probably my
stands to
favorite of the line. How did I not kill that Donskoy?
I got him.
You got him.
I got a Pitadel.
You got him for me.
Imagine playing a cruiser. Texas, when Yari? Who knows? It could be tonight. It could be another night. Who knows?
Aha! My radar has caught something.
You caught a Yamagiri.
Unfortunately, I don't think anyone can shoot at him.
No, the Yamagiri is so
our
much
Kurama's
more
going up the flank. He might have an angle on him before my radar runs out.
We do have
Maybe.
a side shot on that Fondatore over there. Or at least we did until he disappeared like magic.
We'll give our buddies the heads up. 15 seconds on my radar.
Good communication is key. Where Yari? Why Yari, really? How Yari?
Just gonna wait. Let's see if he pops up around this corner.
Now, I always ask, how is Yari? How are you, chat? I hope everyone's having a wonderful evening, or morning, or whatever time it is in your locale. Yari is a state of mind. Yes, it's a state of mind called insanity, is what Yari is. Got a beautiful broadside.
Oh, I almost killed the Yamagiri with my first shot. 700 HP. I think my secondaries will kill him.
Yeah, I would say secondary Iowa would be... I've seen it. I've seen Stranger Things.
There's definitely been worse. I got him. And I think he sent all his torps the other way, so...
Yeah, it looks like
I am pretty safe.
I don't think there's anything really over here on this flank at sea, and considering we already have the cap, I'm going to go ahead and double back towards the middle of the map. The Iowas were, of course, built as fast battleships, and in-game, they're pretty quick. I've got a top speed of 33 knots here on my Iowa.
Nice little salvo on the Fondatore. We do have a pretty good angle on the other side of the map.
Just wondering if either of you have seen the meme with Yari being the skeleton at the bottom of the pool while wargaming teams. Yes.
There are lots of other ships that belong in there too.
Yeah, Uni.
It is not the only one.
Z57. What other ships that have been announced that have never been released? I think those are
Those are the big ones. Those are the big ones.
I have seen all of the Yari memes, mainly because they are forced on me every single day.
You've taken ownership of them, really.
I don't think I've taken anything.
You were given ownership.
I was really foisted the Yari memes by a certain subset of our player base. I've sort of been Stockholm syndrome into enjoying the Yari.
Yeah, well, I have this angle. I'm just going to continue whacking this Affondatore.
Krugel's at the bottom of the pool. Krugel's, you are merely embracing the submarine side of life.
It seems like our Chateau Renault has found himself some prey.
I'm wondering where all their boats are. I guess they're all hanging back, because, I mean, we've got 2 of the 3 caps. Only 2 enemies are dead, which are the only 2 ships that have been sank so far.
He just barely got the Affondatore, but can he escape the Iowa? That's the question.
He is running away. Let's see if we can get a shot on him. The Iowa has shots out. Oh, they landed a little short. Oh, shots incoming on the Chateau Renault. Oh, torpedoes incoming. Oh, there's the submarine right in front of me.
It does not look like he's surviving that run, but he did get rid of the Affondatore, so...
Let's see, and the Shimakaze is there in front of me.
That is a very aggressive Shimakaze.
It's a bold plan, and I'm probably going to kill him here. Hey, I got another kill that I probably didn't really deserve, but you know what? I will take it.
We're going to get more info about the USS New Jersey today. What could possibly have led you to this conclusion?
I don't know where Chad is getting these strange ideas. New ships DevBlog with Zui and Gizmo. No way. Yes way. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that we would bestow upon you such bounty, and yet here we are.
Your Yariness convinced you about the Jersey. Oh.
Do you have a hidden Yari sense? I think if anyone would have that, it would be me. But I have no sixth sense for Yari. I have it on good authority that Gizmo cheats on his taxes. Well, considering my credit income is consistently or my credit balance is consistently close to 0. Do you get taxed on credits? I don't think you do. We might get to see the HMS Invisible. I've never seen the HMS Invisible, but I think that's kind of the point. Don't give them the idea of taxing our credits. Too late, the idea has been had, and I will be collecting a 5% commission on all credits earned by every player in the game from now on. Would a Yari sense be something that pirates have? +1 to that. Well done. I appreciate that.
Arden's asking, the Polish submarine that I cannot pronounce is in the DevBlog, isn't she? I believe our colleague over on the Polish stream had something to say about that.
He did.
I will neither confirm nor deny whether she is in today's DevBlog.
Warped like the Dickens from the submarine, which is directly behind me, and yet has not been spotted.
That is how it be sometimes.
It do be like that. People don't think it be like it is.
But it do.
But it do.
I'll throw some random death charges at his marker.
I'm really trying to focus on this Zarya.
Oh, Karama. He just bursted, so cannot retaliate, but he did remove our Tashkent from the game. That is the danger of that ship, for sure. I did get 2 sits on him. I did get 2 sits on the Karama. He's hurting. Now, waiting for you guys to pronounce his name. We've had a little bit of coaching.
Unrug? I mean, the name of the CM or the name of the ship?
They're both equally difficult to pronounce.
Again, I struggle with pronouncing things in English on occasion, but that's more just my own fault rather than... Well, also, English is confusing, right? And I'm lucky. I've only had to learn English as my first language. I can't imagine the difficulty of learning English as a second language, but I've heard it's difficult. Just because our language...
So many exceptions.
Yeah, the whole I before E except after C has more exceptions than it has actual words that follow
Am I
that
stealing this
principle.
kill today? No.
Can I steal the kill on this Iowa? No, I get a bounce like I deserve. English is the easiest language because you only have to learn it once. I suppose, but assuming you learn it well, do you not have to learn only
Another
every
good
language
radar.
once?
I've caught the Fletcher. Unfortunately, my guns are not turned that way. I'll poke him on the map a few times. And there's still a Kurama floating around here somewhere.
There's a Kurama. The Napoli is broadside. Hopefully I can... nope, those shots all missed. Those shots... 4 overpens. And the submarine, as one would expect of a submarine, is still quite silent. Oh boy, those are torpedoes. I'm going to guess those are from the Fletcher? Whatever they are, they hurt a lot.
Fletcher torps are pretty good.
I am very nearly dead. I am not dead, but I'm very close.
Ah, the submarine has been spotted.
Ah, finally.
The 4501s are always so tricky to find.
He's just outside my airstrike range.
Ow and ow.
Most languages are much more complicated. I think that's a bit subjective, but again, I
think
don't know
English
any languages.
is by like technicality one of the more complex languages, but just because of like the ease by which you get immersion training in it, it ends up being easy to learn, I think. Because everyone speaks English and can teach it to some extent.
Lack of yes, the fact that not every word is gendered in English, I will say is a bit of a selling point, just because I've tried to learn several other languages. I've tried to learn Spanish. I'm still not very good at it, but especially living here in Texas, there is more incentive to learn Spanish than
What?
it was.
Oh my god, slippery, very slippery.
I also took a bit of Latin in college, which I was very not.
I have a couple of years of Latin under my belt too. But it is an easy language to pronounce.
I only had the one.
I had 2.
That goes to zuiKatsu.
And a very healthy amount of base XP.
Parlez-vous français? Non.
Parlez-vous français? Et tu gizmodus? That is certainly a way to change that into French. Hello, Choman. How's it going?
All right. Well, we've done
Malta.
the Iowa
We've done the Iowa and the Missouri.
and the Missouri. So
I guess what remains is the Wisconsin.
I was gonna say the only logical move is to take the Wisconsin, at least one of us, and then the other person can jump into some other.
Would you like the honor of playing the Wisconsin?
Tell you what, you take the Wisconsin.
Sure.
I'll take the Zhao, because it could or could not be very similar to another ship. Who knows?
Who knows?
Is the Maine the Super Iowa?
Is the Maine a Super Iowa?
Yes, because it's a Super Montana, which is the
I
same.
guess it's like a super Iowa.
Yeah, it's 2 tiers up. All right. Maltese Knight, hello, welcome to the chat. Glad to see you here. You sent a DevBlog of vast importance. Vast. I mean, that's putting a high bar for us to live up to.
That is a vast.
How does a bachelor's degree in anthropology end up as a wargaming CM? Was it the human side of the work? I believe that's to Snarf.
Dumb luck.
Yeah, I would say I do not have a degree in anthropology.
Played Des Moines. It's in Iowa, so it counts. I guess so.
Yeah. Gizmo has Ale Azuma as the captain on his Zao. Weep confirmed. Again, I I'm trying to get into the spirit of things. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge weeb. Certainly not comparable to some of the other weebs that we have in the game.
Zoki, you can win additional rewards or extra rewards when you get all the stuff in the battle pass. You can still do that in the battle pass. It's in the far right. There's a little hexagon. Isn't it hexagon or octagon or some geometric shape?
I believe it's
that you can claim multiple times.
And there are 2 of them. There's one in Zone 2 and there's one in Zone 3.
But yeah, there is post progression, much like every other event pass. You actually, you actually can start on the post progression before finishing the entirety of the all of the sectors, if for some reason you wanted to do that.
Yeah, if you just want to farm those crates, which I believe are the rewards still.
Yep. The same post progression as any other event pass. It's just now a repeatably claimable sector.
Let's see. You like the map pass? We'll continue. It is not in the next update, but it may or may not come back in the future. Hello from New England. Northeast New England, excuse me. Or Northeast England. Wow, I got that. I had 3 attempts to get that right.
I think I vastly underled that Edgar, unfortunately, and because he was broadside and had the opportunity for shenanigans. But
good to know since you're sitting on 167 battle pass points. Emag, good to see you, buddy. Gizmo can definitely read. I do my best. And I think ultimately that's the best any of us can do. Is my best. We're all held to my standard.
I'm aiming short against everyone today. Is the Battle Pass theme going to continue? Maybe, maybe not.
I wish I could read. Me too, Chris.
There's no aim bug. As in short as in I am just underleading. It's not that the shells are falling too short. I just missed horizontally.
Let's see. The Iwami is finally coming into range. So I'm going to be able to lob some shells at him. If and when he gets spotted again. Barkon, why would you read if you're already playing World of Warships? That's true. The only thing I need to know how to read is battle on, and nothing else.
I shoot, I die, I click battle on, I repeat.
And really, that's what's most important.
Is opening all sectors in the Battle Pass give something? Other than the rewards for the sectors themselves, nothing extra for fully completing it.
There's no full completion reward. You do have access to the post progression the same as you would in a usual event pass. But there's no like full map claiming every sector bonus. That's more of a thing for the collections. Let's see. So, got a Schlieffen and a Montana up here. I'm going to try and alternate fire just to try and light some fires, even though I did not light one on the Schlieffen yet.
Schlieffen's a bit of a tricky one because it does have those fast DCPs.
It does, but it also has a limited number, so it can be less inclined to...
DCP a single fire, yeah.
So it can be easy to burn just the one. Dan, the predictions are saying that Zui either washed up or that Gizmo is either more lucky or more skilled. I think I leave that to you, chat. Yeah, I didn't see how the prediction is going.
I don't know what the prediction actually is.
There's a secret section on the map. If you find it and click on it, zuiKatsu pops up on the screen, calls you a weeb, and hits you with a potato. I
like that.
think we need to get that in the next battle pass.
Now that Montana has just been on 3 fires and DCP'd, so... If I were an HE firing ship, I would be firing HE at him.
And once I get back into range, I will. Holland up there, which makes me nervous.
Yeah, the Holland, we haven't really been able to dig him out, so he's hanging out there somewhere. One of those times I almost wish I was in the Missouri.
There we go. There's a fire on the Montana.
Should be nice and sticky.
Let's see, the main took out our friendly Patrie.
Now I would say the Patrie is generally a weaker ship than the main in most scenarios.
Panama, I saw your message. I think you had a typo that made a word, unfortunately, to something else. So if you want to try and resend that message, just make sure you have everything spelled correctly. Oh, there's the torpedoes from the Holland. I'm probably going to eat one of these, but that does put me at a broadside to two very angry-looking enemy battleships.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of the Montana as quickly as possible, but not having the greatest of luck.
Let's see, there's another fire. Bit of a hit there from the Montana.
The infamous yet Zhao troll armor
Yeah.
actually works against 406mm guns.
It trolls you because you think you have protection right up until the point where you get dev struck from across the map. Although I remember the early days of Zhao, when it was either the Zhao or the Des Moines. You had two choices for your tier 10 cruiser needs. I just remember getting set on fire by this thing over and over and over again.
It could self-fire, in fact.
It could. Yeah, a well-played Zhao. I mean, now even it still is good now, but back in the day when it didn't have any competition in the field, it was a brutal thing to face. I mean Senjo. No, I do not. I do mean Zhao, but yes, originally it was Senjo. The early days makes me sound ancient. I am a World of Warships boomer. I will admit that. I mean, I've been playing this game for more than 10 years now, right? The game has its 11th anniversary coming up. I've been playing for a couple of years before the game was publicly released, so I don't know, call that 13 years just about. See, we have a Fuyutsuki, by the way, on the enemy team, which is, of course, publicly released.
As of
today.
very recently.
You saw a bit of an early access last week from us. And as promised, zuiKatsu will be showing me the ropes. Oh my goodness, there's that trolley Zhao armor. Wow. What hit me?
I think it's the main.
Oh, the main to my left that I absolutely didn't even notice. That I probably should have. And now there's the Fuyutsuki to... Yep. Yeah, I was there in the beta. I was there. I was there 40,000 years ago.
Oh. There's that Wisconsin shot there. 2 sits on the Edgar. But now I'm unfortunately very alone, and everything is very dark.
How not to play Zhao? I don't know. I think I got 100,000 damage. I got a kill. I was probably a little... Well, actually, I'm trying to think of how much farther back I could have been. We don't have a lot of map control at the moment. EU has cat ears. Chrysantos has a hat. What does NA have for comic relief or for punishment? The aviator shades are gone. The aviator shades are still around. Sir Scarf has his scarf. But in terms of I don't think it's a punishment, per se, to have the cat ears. I think it is a great honor.
Wow.
You get
at
shot
an
in the face
angle.
with the blue powder cannon is the punishment for the NA community manager stuff.
By the end of this month, I'll have played for 9 years. Wow. What was the prediction. Who will get more plane kills?
Well, I got none. I did have plane damage, but I did not shoot any down. Did you shoot any planes down?
Because we had some extra time, I put my favorite troll prediction in chat, which is a bit of a paradox. Good luck.
Oh.
You had to bring it up. No, we don't have a humiliation ritual yet that is particularly agreed upon, I don't think.
Again, yeah, I'm just waiting to get hit with the blue powder. I think that's because, as I understand it, it's very difficult to clean up, and I will look like a member of the Blue Man Group for several days if I get hit with it.
I would assume so.
Yeah. The punishment is not the cat ears. The punishment is wearing the tail. I think that's dangerous, but
I love watching the percentage just like freak out at the last.
Everyone fights over
My
it.
Wisconsin went cheaply, only sunk one ship. That is unfortunately true. I had probably like 2 or 3 opportunities at the Edgar, but I was worried about that Colombo in smoke, which is ultimately the one who killed me. If I had swung my guns and just accepted death, I probably could have killed the Edgar. But in my head, it was like, I either get one shot by the Colombo, or I tank a stream of Edgar shells, and I chose the tanking the stream of Edgar shells instead of getting one shot by the Colombo.
Admiral Revan, good morning from Australia. Good morning to you. And yes, Andrew, that map is all for cruisers. It's not the best.
It's difficult. It's very, very difficult to play once like one side collapses. It like particularly on that map. On most maps, it is the case because like when you have to angle to 2 different sides, it's just impossible to play. It's like it's one of the reasons why people are so like, how do I say it? The perception of blowouts is so like negative. It's because like it legitimately feels like it's unplayable once you lose one flank.
Yeah.
And on some cases that is exacerbated. In some maps that is definitely exacerbated. Especially like having a main just like in the middle of the map beside us. That's like while you still have to angle to a Colombo and a Montana and stuff like that. It is what happens when there is a blowout on one particular flank.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's hard to prevent compounding in that kind of situation because if the enemy gets a hold of a flank, they can then very easily crossfire you, which makes it very easy to lose more ships.
It's the nature of the game, really.
Yeah. No, it's the nature of any game, right? Its momentum is a very key factor.
Are there any new ships coming soon? Or new maps coming soon? I don't think we've announced anything in the works, but we have been trying. I believe we mentioned it in the roadmap that we want to speed up the release cadence of new maps. And you've seen a couple of the previous ones being released in the last year, like Sunset Isles, I think Faroe Islands as well, if I'm not mistaken, as well as the reworks to a bunch of existing maps.
Yes. Arden with a frantic PSA in chat. Do not leave your flank at the start of the game.
Yes,
yeah,
that is a quick, holy crap, there is a main on my broadside.
Let's see, in Full Metal Yankee, first of all, good job. I believe that was you in the enemy Fuyutsuki that had a Kraken in our last game, so
yes.
Well done. Is there going to be a new ship that starts with a new and ends with New Jersey? Well, we have a New Mexico in the game, and I don't think we have an Old Jersey, but who knows? We need another ocean map. Yes, Ocean 2.
I am a big fan of Ocean. I wish it was more common. I know that's unpopular, but...
Divs are evil. They make or break a game thanks to Dispawn.
Unfortunately, playing with your friends is fun, so we can't disallow that.
Yeah, we can't make it so you can never play with your friends.
That would be very sad, actually, in my opinion.
Well, do we both want to take out a Fuyutsuki?
Yeah,
so
I'm
you can
just
show me the ropes?
putting some boosters on her. So this is the ship of the hour, I guess, newly released, publicly released. That is.
All right, and we can roll into a battle or float into a battle, as the case may be.
Shooting your friends is the most fun. That's true. Unfortunately, there's no way to guarantee that in our matchmaker, but no mono class divisions. Interesting, but I don't think that actually solves the issue.
It does make the spawns a bit odd if you have 3 destroyers or 3 of anything in a division. Let's see. So we are top tier. There's some tier 8s for us to pick on. If we get into a gunfight with
Just about anything, really.
any of those, certainly we can beat any of the DDs. If we manage to catch the broadside of the San Diego with our AP, we can probably do some significant damage to it. None of their, well, I would say the Bremen is probably the most dangerous cruiser in terms of cruiser or destroyer hunting.
Yes, Bremen's definitely a scary one. Congress is obviously the one with the radar there.
Yes.
That being said, the Brest, the T9 French cruiser, is nothing to scoff at because it has really good ballistics. That's one of the things that makes cruisers particularly scary. A Bremen, for example, is like if you're, I don't know, 14 kilometers away from it, is no real threat. At least, in my opinion, as a destroyer.
Gdansk and Fuyutsuki div should be considered as illegal. It would probably be strong. I would say a Smolensk and Fuyutsuki div would also be kind of
Yeah,
rough.
like really any spotter for the Fuyutsuki. Can we not sub to this channel? No, the monetization for the channel is turned off in that regard. Just because, like, I don't know. I actually don't know the reason for that, but I feel like official channels generally don't have subs. Am I hallucinating?
No, generally they don't. Will ZF6 and Marlboro ever be available again? We do want to eventually bring a lot of the older dockyard ships back in some way. Some of the, Schroeder has been brought back in the Neon Paradox crates, along with, I think Atlantico is available.
Yep.
So several of them have been. And so I don't see a reason why those two in particular would not also make a comeback at some point. How do you get the shirt that Zui is wearing?
I don't think you can.
I don't think it's available
Unfortunately.
in the merch store. It's hard to get more overpowered than Annapolis and 2 gearings. Gearing is good. I don't know if that combo in particular is the most OP, but one thing that has been said a lot to the point of cliche is the most OP ship in the game is teamwork.
That's
Having-
definitely true.
Having 3 people who can work well together and have tight communication and enter the
Oh.
battle together with a plan.
Look at that. Our
Is a-
Harbin has thrown in on a smoke, so I guess I might as well use it.
Yeah. But that is the most powerful combination.
I don't think I'm gonna reload boost yet. I have no real reason to as the Zeton
I'm happy to
rolls
just-
in like this.
Nope.
But really, especially early on in the game,
Oh,
I'm
there's
saving
gearing.
it for that kind of thing.
Gearing.
The gearing.
Get him. Get him.
I'm gonna swap to AP for just a couple salvos here.
I say I want to smoke, but I also want to make sure I keep spotting this guy for everyone else. Okay, yeah, now it's time to smoke. And run away very, very quickly.
So we didn't quite manage to kill him. But he's definitely
He's
very,
bruised.
very, very bruised. And I'll take your spot up here, actually, as the more forwards for Yutsuki. I do still have my smoke.
Someone made a program to check for lag in matches would be good. We have seen that.
Yep. If you're talking about Landair's toolkit, we are in contact with him as a regular mod maker, and we have seen the result of the tool. Ultimately, it is difficult still to pin down exactly what causes spikes. So, if you would like to report such things, as usual, the bug reports and stuff gives the most to our developers, along with like Ouija checks to actually work on issues. Again, like seeing that lag spikes happen is not particularly like it's not something we don't know about. Why exactly the lag spikes happen is the other end of the stick that is very difficult to tell.
Yes. And also, in WG checks, there is a way to do a network check, which is also good information. Ultimately, the thing with Landairs is because it is third party, while useful, it's not always exactly the information the developers need. And so if you encounter a significant lag spike or some sort of bug, there's a reason why we put out WG checks or we request WG checks, is because that's the format we've determined it's what the devs say they need, and that's why the tool exists.
I'm playing a little bit of a dodge the torpedo here, which in a Fuyutsuki is one of its main weaknesses. It is not a very maneuverable destroyer.
That's what you mean if Wargaming took it and made it first party. Again, we have a version of that. It's the WG check and the network check. And replays, yes, replays are also a valuable tool since they're in-engine. Replays are some of the best diagnostic tools in terms of identifying if a bug occurred, how did it occur, that kind of thing. So I am just zigzagging around the cap here. Fuyutsuki, not that maneuverable and certainly not
quite
that quick. Top speed of just a hair under 35 knots.
Yeah, the main thing I'm looking for is like this low HP gearing. I assume it's still here somewhere. I just don't want to engage him. I don't want to engage the San Diego until I know where the gearing is, essentially.
Yeah.
Is it the slow destroyer? At tier 10 for sure.
Is it for sure?
I think so, yeah.
It certainly is a slow destroyer.
It is very slow by default and doesn't have an engine boost, so.
Okay, well, that Bremen is both a dangerous ship and a dangerous player, so I'm going to go ahead and skedaddle. Harugama line has bad turn. Yeah, I mean, and this is an Akazuki class destroyer, right? It shares in its classmates somewhat poor maneuverability. There's that Hydro from the Bremen. I am going to boogie on out of here. Hopefully no one has a line of fire on me through this island.
I think you have a Montana on your other side over there, maybe?
There's the gearing. Okay, he ran all the way over there.
Yeah, he's all the way around the other side, so.
Oh, those are torpedoes from, I'm going to guess.
This is eaten from a long time ago, I think.
Yeah. It's a rack of 3. Ship Smash is a Fenyang, yes. So it is a clone, I believe.
Yeah, well, the San Diego and the Bremen have pretty much occupied the cap, so I think I'm going to just turn myself into a BB farmer. Wait.
Yeah, I'm going to hang out wide here with you.
There you go.
What container can drop the ship is the Japanese squadron containers. There's a dedicated tab in the armory.
Check out the armory. You'll see a pop-up for it if you haven't opened the armory yet, this version. But
if you are on NA, it is live already. I believe for EU, it is tomorrow when the event where you can get this ship starts.
yeah, the lack of speed boost is really the main thing. I think players are used to speed boost to the acceleration, especially the acceleration and deceleration of destroyers with speed boost. You really feel the lack of it when you're playing destroyers that don't have it.
Yeah,
and also don't have improved acceleration. So for example, Daring doesn't have a speed boost, but she does have improved acceleration by default. And that does help quite a bit.
Yeah, losing out on the acceleration, and also your rudder shift in this ship feels very glacial, right? So you are slow to accelerate, you're slow to decelerate. Even if you get to speed, you are not that fast. You're slow turning right and left. It can be a hard time. I'm going to go ahead and just not smoke yet, because I think I'm the one doing the spotting for you. Yep, my numbers are ticking up. So I'm just going to keep the Mecklenburg spotted.
It's right at the edge of my range here. I don't take the range mod actually on, or the range skills or module on the ship, because one of the things that she does reasonably well is just kind of turn on an enemy destroyer and burst it down with the MBRB.
Let me know when your smoke runs out, because I'm going to pop mine.
Just about to run out here. I think we have to deal with this Bremen.
Yeah, we do. That's why I'm saying let me know when it runs out. Because otherwise, he's going to go dark.
Yeah, running out now.
Okay.
I will be the one spotting the Bremen at this point. Yeah, that damage output with AP. Very, very good. Once he turns guns on you, I'm actually gonna open up as well.
Yeah, Prof knows enough to know to turn in.
Got a fire on him with my first shot.
I don't know if his hydro is up. I'm trying. Yep, it is. No, that's the San Diego hydro. Yeah, I was stuck between 2 hydro cruisers. This is a
We're
very
rocking a hard
dangerous
place
spot to
for
be.
sure.
Yep. Got a Citadel on the San Diego before I went down, but yeah, that was tough.
I don't quite have my reload booster, so unfortunately, I think Prof gets this one away from us. Unfortunately, just didn't have any larger ships behind us.
Yeah, I think we had an Ohio way back there, and he died, and
Yep.
this flank kind of collapsed, and overall, this match was
I have a question for the next update. When the compensation for cold defensive fire module comes, does clan bonus apply to it or not? It does.
again, imagine playing a cruiser. Yeah. Well, that was a double destroyer match, and
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Your total.
I already left, but
273 for me.
I can count mine when the
Is it DevBlog time? Not quite. Maybe
probably
we'll
have time
play
for one more
a
match until.
One more match.
Are we still getting the Snowflakes event this year? No news on that specifically, but the holiday convoy, which has been announced, isn't the same thing as the Snowflake event, is what I'll say on that.
All right. What do you want to play now? We've played a bunch of high tier. Do you want to go down to middle tier, maybe?
Yeah, I think I'll take the New Mexico out.
Alrighty. Tier 6. Double Atlanta? That is certainly a division.
That is, I mean, I remember the old days of Double Atlanta Flint.
Yes.
That was the div that would strike fear into the hearts of men.
All right. You know what? I think someone brought up previously that the NACMs appear to not ever play carriers. So I'll do it.
I see. I know I've played a few. I've played my Midway. I've played my Ocean. All right, and away we go.
I will play Bayarn.
Uh,
I do have a low in heart, but it like it feels almost like cheating. That
Yeah.
carrier is so good.
What do you mean carrier? You play the
carrier,
the light cruiser.
the
Eric
light cruiser,
Lowenhart.
Eric Lowenhart, yeah. With the Steel Will event being canceled for this year, you can think of the holiday convoy as being the big year-end events of last year all rolled into one. It's a really big event with a lot of rewards and a lot of ways to interact with it. So that's kind of what happened to it.
But again, a lot of those specifics for other events.
Yeah, you'll have to wait until
have to
the
wait.
versions actually roll around to know. But that is essentially what happened to Steel Will. If only I had my Bogue.
I miss Air Superiority Bogue. Arden Lowen is just plain filthy. From a submarine main.
That's
Calling
high
something
praise.
just plain filthy.
Yeah. There are few ships that were straight up removed from like sale and never to be returned again, and Lowenhart is one of them. Not to say that it will never ever return again, but it just has not been resold for a very, very, very long time.
Yes. The announced ships, are they all getting announced one patch at a time or all at once? Do you mean the holiday convoy ships? Or do you mean the ships in the upcoming DevBlog? Just a little clarification. Holiday convoy. So obviously several of the ships are all announced already. Not all the ships will be in the game when the holiday convoy announces, which I believe we said that the other ones are in 1511.
Yes. So you'll probably hear about them closer to then. Yes, Joe Bob, I know exactly the player you're talking about.
felt the need to further boost the CVs, their protected class, the AA changes only favor CV players. So this is feedback that I know I've seen. I'm sure the other members of the CM team have seen. I would say if you haven't tried it on the test server, when these changes go live, see how you feel. Just because I think
I've talked about it a little bit on the Discord in the gameplay help section. Players are wondering like what is happening to AA in general. There are definitely cruisers, specifically cruisers, that are kind of like losers in the update, and we are aware that this is like a big complaint. Those specifically being like, for example, Salem, who can't remove defensive fire consumable, and will now get somewhat strange consumable that is mostly useless for it. Same goes for ships like the Worcester. So there are definitely some like very focused AA ships that will be noticeably lacking their defensive fire consumable. The flip side is that the vast majority of ships with truly bad AA will now have like a safety net essentially against carriers in the form of coordinated fire.
And part of the aim of this is when you have a squadron just sort of flying above you, keeping you perma-spotted, being annoying that way, this system is designed to make sure that you don't get picked on as just the odd ship out.
Please give Agincourt a single machine gun.
The captain will be on deck with his service pistol, and that will be your AA.
Drashira, what is the 170 seconds you're talking about?
Lots of chatter about missiles coming to WoW's. That is coming to WoW's Legends, which is our sister game. So that is WoW's Legends, which is currently available on console.
And on Steam.
And on Steam. But that is not the same game. We do know the names are similar. Obviously, they're both wargaming titles, but not the same game.
Yeah. I mean, for Holland, at least the good thing, quote unquote, is with the removal of defensive fire, you are getting, again, like the coordinated fire. The new consumable does help boost the charging of coordinated fire, and the
torpedoes.
Holland actually can make use of the torpedo buff.
So
yeah.
A lot of the ships that have torpedoes or secondaries, this consumable also buffs those. So for a lot of those ships, it is a substantial buff.
Yeah, like I said, there are certainly ships for which the consumable is kind of pointless. Salem, obviously.
You need to restart your computer there, Z.
No, the match we just loaded into.
Oh.
We were in queue for quite a while.
Well, 07 to you, 4.
I hate it here.
We're going to need to clip that.
But no, there are no plans for missiles for us.
Deserved for playing a CV.
We're playing Brawls, actually.
No, Brawls has a higher number of players currently.
Brawls is a
5v5. This is a
yep.
3v3 on a full-size map. I'm not a particularly fast ship. It's going to take me a while to engage. Loving the disembodied voice. That is Sir Snarf.
Our very good friend.
We enjoy him, too.
I think the most interesting game I've had due to matchmaking, like giving up, essentially, like I did here, was a 2v2 CV plus sub.
Thank you, Sir Snarf.
You're very welcome, Maddie.
Snarf free. Krugel, are you stuck at the bottom of the ocean again? Is the Snarf in the room? Yes, the Snarf is absolutely in the room with us. The Snarf is behind the computer.
The Snarf is in the walls.
Why isn't the Snarf participating in the div? Because we have 2 seats in front of the cameras.
Someone's got to do these sweet transitions. Boom, action frame. Boom, action frame. Look at all the action.
I don't know about LAFU specifically, but I believe some of the ships that had improved DFAA do get an improved version of the new consumable.
Kilo Mike says, zuiKatsu, you bully. What could you be possibly talking about? Is it that just happened to him?
I have a top speed of 21 knots. I'm gonna get him. Eventually.
So for those of you who are not aware, and this is unfortunately the case for the enemy CB, Bayarn's fighters have a monstrous squadron size and very high HP. So what I did just there was I dropped a fighter squadron directly on top of the carrier, and he does not quite have the AA damage output to actually kill the fighters. So they just latched onto to the next squadron he launched.
The AA defense on Agincourt is Snarf or Bogsy with nothing but a Sten, a bottle of Jack Daniels, and sheer determination. Yeah. Probably be more effective.
Be like the French scene in Quest for the Holy Grail. As far as
Don't you a second time.
sounding insults.
Vicious taunting there. Is he slowing down? I think he is. I've got his broadside. He's slowed down more than I thought. I might clip him with a couple of overpens, but yeah, 3. Nothing major.
I'll continue my assault on the Duca d'Aosta.
Will the AA buff help the UK light cruisers? Well, the consumable will benefit them because they'll get improvements to their torpedoes.
3 overpens. I dropped too high.
I don't know specifically off the top of my head how the concentrated AA fire mechanic will affect them, but I guess that's something that we'll have to see when the update goes live. I'm gonna let you get the kill there.
Let is a strong word.
As though I had a choice. No, I was going to shoot, but I realized my shells would not get there in time, so I'm going to gift fire to the only enemy ship I can reach.
You call that flying? I have a drunk rhinoceros as a sister who would fire better than that.
Oui.
There's a fire set on the Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, he's showing me a lot of ankle, as Jingles would say. And having the Grand... Well, that's not the Grand Old Lady. Warspite's the Grand Old Lady. But having the Queen Elizabeth showing a lot of ankle feels very improper.
Caught the fighters at the end of my strike there, unfortunately. I'm going to lose a bunch of my skip bombers.
Now, I don't know where the enemy CV is, but I'm going to go ahead and turn towards B, because getting towards the center of the map...
Generally good.
Especially in a 3v3 match, in a very, very slow ship. Probably in my best interest.
The new ships we saw in the trailer, like New Jersey, at the end of, I feel like your thought there.
Yeah, the end of the thought is what the end of is. You wish for an improved Warspite. I don't think Warspite really needs a lot of improvement. It's a very good ship.
Yeah, it's still quite good at T6.
One of my favorites of all time. For a long time, it was my most played ship until I got to... I know I've passed it in my GK, and I've passed it in my Schlieffen. But I think it's still within my top 10. And the Wake, which is something that I think people miss about this camo. How many times did Snarf hit his head while walking through the New Jersey? That's a good question. Snarf, how many was it?
God. I was perpetually bent over, which
That could be
don't
wording.
Flip it, chat. Flip it.
it. Probably more than 5, less than 10. I was fairly consistent.
Well, we got Strike Team, which I'm not entirely surprised by.
My carrier took a long time getting up to steam, unfortunately. Take away Wisconsin's F key and give it to New Mexico. Yeah, sure.
Are we still doing phrasing? Yes, we are.
Unfortunately, me dropping a fighter over our friendly Dallas, I don't think is going to save him from those AP rockets. Actually, yeah, the enemy vessel did break off, so I'll have spotting back here on the carrier in a second.
There we go.
Look at that, my combat scout achievement.
Question, what do 10-year players get for their anniversary? All I found is stuff from last year's. So, the stuff for the anniversary is based on your player anniversary.
Why am I reversed?
Anniversary. So, if you're looking at the 10-year anniversary content article from last year, I believe that is what you're looking for.
Yeah, player anniversary and game anniversary, two different things.
But when we post the 10-year anniversary stuff last year on the game's 10th anniversary, that's because that is the longest anyone could have an anniversary for in the game. And so if you look back at the player anniversary articles for the last, however many years, if you've been playing the game for 5 years, you will get the 5-year player anniversary, even though we are now in the game's 10th year.
Likewise, for the upcoming 11th year anniversary, is around the corner. Don't expect that as a login reward. If you played in alpha, beta, and or the beginning of the game, then you can expect that on your first battle date. It is also not from your account creation.
You will be able to see your account creation date. That is not necessarily when you will get your rewards, your anniversary rewards, as those are calculated based on your date of first battle. I believe you can find it if you do like an account data export, but it's not something that's just like sitting there on your profile, unfortunately. So if you're not sure, just hang tight. Be assured that every single person who has asked me about this has gotten their rewards at the correct time, but it just won't say.
As far as the specifics, soon, TM. We cannot share exactly what they are, but rest assured they are being taken into consideration.
For a lot of people, the first battle was played on the same day that you created your account.
But it's not always.
But it's not necessarily the case.
So, yeah, Sync stuff, it probably is the same day as your account creation, because a lot of people, you create your account and then you go into battle. But if you created your account and then waited a week and then went into battle for the first time, that's the date of your first battle, and that's what will be the date that your anniversary is counting from. Also, can we call Snarf Sub-Snarf because he's now played a 4501? I think we've had enough variations. I don't know. We've got Sir Scarf. We've got Sir Snarf.
The real Jim Joe Bob, what's the community's response to the new battle pass? It has been very mixed. Understandably so.
Yeah.
Also, there is another Joe Bob here, so you guys are going to have to fight for that.
Yeah, there can only be one. There can be only one. Excuse me. Gonna launch my spotting aircraft.
I did get the unique commander talent to increase my main battery fire chance in my carrier. So I just realized that aiming AP dive bomber drop on a guy who's sliding across the border is very difficult.
Yeah, the border sliding makes it very, very difficult to target aircraft.
I think he'll be here-ish. Pop.
And he's gone.
I actually got to sit on the carrier. Those are pretty hard.
Makes gurgle noise.
3 out of 3, all mine.
Very funny from the Dallas.
Before y'all jump on to the next segment, do you mind checking the cumulative number of shots that you guys got with
in the
few
Futsuki game?
keys?
Yes, I will.
And an E. Nice.
They aren't as nearly strong as Loneheart. I think it was a little bit in the question before the big fighter change. After the fighter change, the fact that she can do that to other carriers is very, very, very good. Her armament is definitely nowhere near as scary as Low in Hearts, but those fighters are definitely very, very strong.
By the way, I had 209.
273 was mine, I believe. So
473.
yes,
No, I had 209, and you had
273 main
So-
battery hits,
Still
less than
Yes.
500. I miss old Graf Zeppelin secondaries. What's wrong about the new ones? I feel like the new ones are
Yeah.
pretty good.
Remember, this game is so old that people created their account and had to have that game shipped to them on 300 floppy disks. I don't think we're quite that old.
Almost there.
That would be significant.
It
We
was
are
actually
halfway.
punch cards.
Yeah. No, we had.
You have to pigeon your commands to your to the servers.
So we are halfway through the stream, which is traditionally the
Yeah,
point at which we cut to what
So,
you've all been waiting for.
I will hopefully not leak anything
Yes,
important.
we are on my screen.
Yari?
Pull up
Where Yari?
our new ship's devblog.
Oh my gosh, chat.
I
Chat, is
think
everyone
we're
ready?
good.
Can we get
I
some
think
press
we're
nines
good.
in the chat? Press 9 if you're ready. Yari when? Yep.
10? 6, 7?
Oh my goodness, what is that? I never would have thought that was going to be in the dev
I
blog.
think it's an Iowa of
think
some
it
kind.
is. It could be.
Ignore the numbers printed on the bow.
I think it's just Iowa again. It's not any different to the regular.
Well,
Iowa.
what's the color bin copy paste like word for word is like
Yeah, we've
due to
decided
New Jersey being just another Iowa, we have
it will not
canceled
be
it.
implemented because due to complaints about copy paste ship.
Due to complaints about copy paste. Yes.
Yes.
So I assume it's a surprise to no one that the highlight
I
of the
assume.
devblog is in fact the American battleship, the Tier 10 New Jersey.
Dun, da, da,
Da,
da.
da, da.
We're all very
Do we
excited.
have the video ready to go here? Yes.
Ooh, it's
there
so
she is.
shiny. She is beautiful.
So New Jersey completes the Iowa class.
The quartet is finally
Yes.
all coming to the game.
I feel like New Jersey was announced a month ago. It pretty much was.
We did say it was coming to the game, but you haven't heard anything about how she will be in the game, and that is
So,
what we are here to tell you.
I'll give you
today.
while the video's playing, I'll give you the 5 little points here about it. She has mediocre base firepower, lower than average HP pool, but access to the usual improved enhanced repair parties that the rest of the line USN ships have. She has a very high base speed. She has combat instructions charged by using her keystone feature, support-oriented consumables. So yes, you've heard it. New Jersey is a battleship that has access to support consumables.
Yes, she is a support battleship. So New Jersey is the last of the Iowa sisters to enter the game. She keeps the standard 9 406mm guns. So a little on the light side for tier 10.
Definitely.
However, you get a palette of support consumables, so various ways to support your allies. Support consumables work within a radius around the ship. They are not an aura, but that you have an area around the ship, sort of like an anti-sub airstrike, where you can select an ally and it will drop a buff.
It drops
on
the
them.
buff on their head. Yes.
So Jersey has combat instructions that charge as you use those support consumables.
They charge very quickly as you
Yes.
use the support consumables, and they provide a big buff to your main guns. So you are not just a support ship. You are very much a battleship in your own right.
And they charge more. You can technically use these consumables on yourself, but your combat instructions charge twice as fast if you use them on your allies. So you are really better off buffing your friends rather than just holding on to everything for yourself.
Yes. No missiles. No missiles. If you're looking at the model now, they do not have missiles. It does not have missiles on it.
Missiles are in Legends. We do not have those in our game.
What are the support options? Well, let's walk you through the stats.
Yeah.
Coming back to my screen here, as you can see, she has 32mm plating, as is pretty standard for Tier 10 battleships. 81,000 HP. Obviously, the average Tier 10 battleship has like 24-ish thousand, so
A
it's a little bit lower. She has the usual 25% torpedo protection that the other Iowa class ships have. She has her usual 9 406mm guns. They do reload quicker than Iowa's
Yeah,
at 25 seconds. That is pretty good. At 1.9 Sigma, you'll find the HE and AP shells are very familiar. The secondary armament is also very familiar. She has the standard anti-sub airstrike of the of most tier 10 battleships.
AA defense is solid because American.
It is in Iowa. And obviously, she has access to the new concentrated AA fire mechanic. And as you can see here, her maximum speed is 35.2 knots. So before speed flag, you are going very, very fast.
Yes.
With speed flag and brisk, you can get up to a pretty nasty pace in the New Jersey.
She is pretty quick, but base concealment of 15 knots, which isn't terrible.
I think she'll end up like kind of in between all the Iowas. I don't expect that to be particularly an outlier in any way. Again, her combat instructions are available to her with an active time of 50 seconds. They provide 33% increase to her already pretty good AP shell damage and a 35% dispersion reduction.
Yes.
And again, the way you charge this is when you support an allied ship with any of your support consumables, you get 50% of the charge. When you support yourself, so when you buff yourself, you only get 25%. So again, you have to buff yourself 4 times or your teammates only twice to get your combat instructions charged up. And unlike most others, this does not decay.
Yes.
She has access to the usual slightly longer duration DCP that USN battleships have. Again, the improved repair party. So this is, I believe, off the top of my head, is 18.5% of her HP in one heal rather than the usual 15%. Again, it's matching the Montana's line, for example. In slot 3, this is where it's a little bit spicy. Yeah, so she has access to fighters and spotters, like most other battleships. And her third slot is unfortunately also occupied by the gun crew assistance, the main battery reload time reduction support consumable.
So because this one's pretty powerful, you have to choose whether you want to have your own spotting aircraft or the gun crew assistance to provide to yourself or allies.
So in order to get this very, very powerful support consumable, you do have to give up your spotting aircraft. That being, for the purposes of range, I don't think USN battleships are generally pretty flush with range because of their special modules. But you will have to give up your spotter plane to get that support consumable.
And to answer your question, head to 444, it is only one ship at a time. So you select a friendly ship, it drops a sort of airdrop buff on them. That can technically be shot down by really concentrated enemy AA fire. It is difficult, but
the plane is vulnerable for a very short period of time, and it flies pretty quickly, and it is very tanky. So, in general, the plane will not be shot down.
It doesn't matter if you drop it on a group; it only hits the package will hit the ship you select, and so it will only buff that one ship. So it doesn't matter how closely packed your allies are, you can only buff one ship at a time per buff.
Yep. In her fourth slot, she has the auxiliary and torpedo armament assistant. So this is a buff to continuous AA damage, secondary battery reload time, and torpedo tube reload time. So this is for your
friendly Schlieffens.
Your friendly Naplys and Schlieffens and the such.
Yes.
And then in slot 5, she has the very powerful engineering crew assistance, which is a heal and a consumable reload time reduction.
So all those times you've really wanted a heal in your friendly destroyer that didn't have one, you can heal, I don't know, a Barbiano that played very aggressively. You can heal any number of early game diving DDs.
Yes. Giving DDs a heal that don't normally have them is quite powerful. A support Missouri?
Well, it's a support Iowa.
Support Iowa. Missouri doesn't have the heal, unfortunately, so.
I would say that Missouri is more support-based than Iowa because you have that radar, but...
Yeah, I guess so.
And also, for those saying that drops aren't enabled, I just got mine. So I can say with a good deal of confidence that drops are enabled. I would say maybe refresh the stream and or make sure that your Twitch account is connected to your Wargaming account.
Yes, so that is New Jersey. She's the final one of the Iowa sisters. The Support-oriented one.
What DevBlog is the New Jerseyan? This one. The one that we are going over
We are
right
staring at it right now.
It is not on the website yet. It'll be live on the website after this stream. So now that we have New Jersey,
What does the rest of the DevBlog have for us?
what could possibly follow up that opening? It's like trying to, have an opening act of Freddie Mercury.
Sure.
It's like, what do you do after that? But we will go onwards.
Yep. So I will scroll past New Jersey and her stats, and we're revealing indeed the next tech tree line, the European cruisers. So it'll be entering testing in 15.8, branching from tier 4 through 10. We're not going to reveal the entire line today, just the majority of it, from tier 6 onwards. The cruisers are focused on stealthy torpedo gameplay, using very good speed and low detectability to get to good positions. In their spirit, their playstyle is kind of more like heavy destroyers, unlike most of the other cruisers. So again, a quick summary: they have good torpedo armament with long range and high speed at the cost of long reload. The high tier ships do have a very large number of torpedoes.
Yes.
Their base speed is quite good, and they have a time-based emergency engine power with a large time reserve. So think of Thor.
Yeah, the same as the pan-European battleships. You have that time-based, but very high effectiveness engine power consumable.
Yes. So they get a really, really big boost to their speed. They do have a repair party with extra charges.
Yes. You have good main battery DPM, but with a very low firing range. Again, keeping in that sort of heavy destroyer kind of theme. And you don't have access to the traditional spotting or concealment consumables that a lot of other cruisers have.
Yeah.
So you
So
don't
no
have
hydro, no radar, no smoke.
But you do have a good base concealment.
Yes. So no, it is not Svea. For those of you who wanted a line full of Sveas, number 1, you're evil, and number 2, it is not.
Imagine a Svea at tier 4. That would be evil. So yes, their main way to deal damage will be torpedoes. They have a lot of them, and they are quick, as you would expect from the pan-European lines. They're pretty straightforward. They have high speed, low concealment, and again, they play a lot like big destroyers, but you have to be very careful. You don't have a ton of health. You do have an extra charge of your repair party at the high tiers, but you have a citadel.
It is a light cruiser through and through.
Total, you missed the New Jersey. And since you missed the DevBlog, you must miss it in game. You will never have a New Jersey. I'm very sorry to tell you.
Yeah,
this.
we've actually, those who did not watch us to go through the New Jersey are now barred from getting New Jersey in game.
You also can never get Yari. Oh, wait, that's Texas. Sorry. But yeah, so going over the new tech line of these pan-European cruisers.
Let's go first through the tier 6, I guess. So the
Yes.
tier 6 is the Trekronor. I hope I said that right.
These were, for a time, the largest ships in the Swedish Navy. They were built to reinforce the Navy during World War II. They were armed with 152 millimeter Bofors guns, originally intended for another ship that is very popular in the game, the D7 Provincian. Entered service in 1947 and served until 1964.
So in the interest of time, we do have a lot of ships to go through. I think, would it be okay if we glossed over the stats of the lower tier ships and we took a look at maybe the tier 9 and 10?
Yeah, but we'll go over important things like the number of guns,
Sure.
number of torpedoes. But you'll get the gist of the line when we get to the higher tier ships. So the Trekroners have 2x2 152 millimeter guns.
Yeah, not a lot of guns. They do reload reasonably quickly, 6.3 seconds. But again, your main armament. There are. It's separated out into another line. It has 2x2 152s as well as one turret of 3.
Yeah, it's a little odd, just that they're separated. But they do have the same reload and everything. It's just that you have two turrets of 2, one turret of 3 for a total of 7 6-inch guns. That is 7-6, not the other way around.
6-7.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, and as 2x3 sets of torps at tier 6, a cruiser having 10-kilometer torps is pretty nasty.
And they go 76 knots at tier 6.
Yes.
Again, 76. Getting that in the right order once again. Now, if we did it backwards, we'd be at the tier 7 cruiser, appropriately enough, hell.
Hell. Welcome to hell.
Yeah, welcome to hell. Going from 6 to 7 does indeed land you in hell. So it is a hypothetical transfer of a small light cruiser to Poland from the Soviet Union during the 1950s. So it is, once again, a light cruiser. You have 8 6-inch guns. Again, fairly low health at just under 30,000. Reload time of 6.1 seconds on these 8 6-inch guns. AP and HE shells with fairly standard damage for their tier.
Yep.
You go up to 2x4 on your torpedo tubes. Again, 76 knots of speed, but they go up to 12 kilometers of range.
Yes, 12 kilometers at tier 7. That is the hell. As for her consumables, we'll just quickly go down to the consumables here. She does have that reload, does have the repair party at tier 7, like most other cruisers do. And we're looking at here, the emergency engine power is a 20% boost with a total time of 150 seconds. So not a insignificant boost all the way down at tier 7. Let me close out that.
Getting to some
here.
of the higher tier ships, at tier 8 we have the Kriti, which is Greek. Should have asked Chaos Machine on to help us with this one.
Yep, that's true.
This is a transfer of a cruiser based on the U.S. Navy's 6-inch anti-aircraft cruiser scheme. So similar in principle to the Worcester class, but with less guns. That would be transferred to Greece. So this has 4x2 6-inch guns, very similar to Allende. You have 4 X3 torpedo tubes.
Yep, so now we're going up to 2 launchers per side.
With a total of 12 torpedoes. Again, low damage at just over 10,000, but 13.5 kilometers of range and 86 knots.
Yeah, we're starting to get the flavor of the line here. Again, the very, very long range, very good speed.
Yes. And they do have an anti-submarine airstrike rather than having ship-launched depth charges.
Yes. Go down here to her repair party. As you can see here, starting at tier 8, you have 4 base charges. So with Superintendent, you have 5 charges of the heal. And the engine power, the emergency engine power consumable is now up to 30%. So again, like the European battleships, a very, very high speed boost.
Yes.
Are we able to view this devlog? As usual, the devlog will be viewable for you guys around when the stream ends. Up to the tier 9 now. Tier Fing.
Yeah, this is a new ship, which is a hypothetical development of the Tre Kronor class. So, again, looks very similar to a lot of the other Swedish ships because it is a development of those ships. So designed to counter the Soviet ships of the Chapayev and Sverdlov class.
And she is up to 40,900 HP, so not like super, super, super light, but again, still not a lot.
Only 25 millimeters of plating,
yes,
so you don't bounce a lot.
Still very much a light cruiser. She does have 4x2, 152 millimeters. The reload time is getting low now at 4.9 seconds, so her actual DPM, if anything does get into your range, is pretty respectable. Again, like with most of the high tier light cruiser guns, your HE pen is set at 30 millimeters.
11% fire chance is not bad, though.
Yeah, not bad.
And you have 16 torpedo tubes. That is 4x4 for a total of 8 per side. Again, low damage, 15 kilometers of range, though, at 86 knots.
Yep. So, pretty respectable set of torpedoes. A ton of them. And then go down and check out those consumables for you guys again.
34 knots of top speed, which for a cruiser, again, not bad.
Yeah, with speed flag and everything, you make like 35, 36, and then you have your 30% speed boost. You've got another 10 seconds added to it from the tier 8, so 170 seconds total.
Yes, and plus 30% speed on top of that already pretty quick base speed. This thing will really get motoring once you activate that consumable. And if you run outnumbered, that's another 8% to top speed. If you get it's your speed and your dispersion. So again, these things will really start going.
And then now we have the Vanatus. Vanatus? However you pronounce it. Sorry, guys. It is the tier 10 of the line. Another further development of the Tre Kronor with its main batteries now up to triple turrets and modern aircraft and a modern anti-aircraft battery of 40 and 57 millimeter guns. She's also carrying, as usual, the very, very large set of torpedoes.
Yes, we are up to the highest number of the line, 4x5 torpedo tubes, so 20 that you can put in the water. They have a pretty quick reload as well. 125 seconds. So with the appropriate skills and modules, you can get that down to, I don't know.
Yes.
I guess about a minute.
I believe I looked, I did the quick napkin math on its main battery DPM. Her HE DPM is like in the like 280,000 range, for those of you who don't want to do the math, which is like about 100,000 more than Hindenburg, for example. It's reaching the kind of like Des Moines tier of DPM. Obviously, she's not supposed to use her main guns as her main armament. It's got 14.7 kilometer range.
Yeah, you're
which
gonna
is not a lot.
Low health and very thin armor to be using your main guns as your primary source.
And for those of you noticing the 25 millimeter pen, I believe that's supposed to be 30. Sometimes our export gets that wrong. If you notice on the tier thing, it has 30 millimeter pen. I believe that is just a typo, because high tier light cruiser guns have 30 millimeter pen.
Yeah, these are 6-inch guns. They should have the same 30 millimeter pen, but we will check on that.
Down to our torpedoes. She has the same torps as the tier 9, just more of them.
Yep. So you can put 10 in the water per side, which at 86 knots, I believe fully built, that's 95
Something along that.
of speed, which they get spotted at 1.8 kilometers, but going that fast, it's a very, very small reaction time. If you ever faced torpedoes from a Thor or a Holland or any of the other pan.
I really Thors are a little bit different. They're like high damage and
they're a little slow.
A little slower. But yeah, like Holland's torps essentially.
Yeah.
Her base speed of 35 knots, and her base concealment of 11.7. That's base, by the way. So very, very stealthy. Again, very usual set of consumables with a DCP. I believe it's an enhanced repair party of some kind. It's not a basic 0.5% heal.
Yes, we have 4 charges.
With 4 charges.
Which means Superintendent gets you up to 5, which is, again, pretty significant.
And a full 3 minutes of the 30% speed boost.
Yeah, so
they are DDs with Citadels. You can think of it that way, pretty much.
Yeah, they are kind of heavy destroyers. And plus 30% on top of your 35 knot top speed, plus your speed flag, plus potentially outnumbered.
Yeah, that's pretty much the line.
Yeah.
Heavy destroyers, quote unquote. Is that combat instructions that were glossed over?
No, there are no combat instructions for these ships.
They have no gimmicks really. They're just torpedo cruisers.
They are torpedo cruisers with the emergency engine power.
The thing about progress loss, you're probably thinking about the coordinated AA fire, which is now on every single ship.
Yeah, that's not a combat instruction. That's just the new way that AA is going to work. Will we get a captain reset so we can mount Swirsky for free after the early access? I haven't seen anything about that.
I don't think I've heard anything about
Generally,
it. Generally,
when a new line is released, there isn't automatically a captain reset. The last one was because of the changes to unique commanders.
Yeah, we did just get a reset. That is true. And this is the one of the other premiums we're announcing, the Spanish cruisers Aragon.
Yes.
However you say that.
So, following the end of the Spanish Civil War, they wanted to construct new modern cruisers. They had some 305 millimeter gun turrets lying around from the España class dreadnoughts, and they thought they could put those guns to good use on a very heavily armed cruiser. So you have a long firing range, as you would expect with such large guns, and good base reload for the caliber, but again, they're very large guns, so you're not going to be beating any Worcesters for reload time.
Not even close.
Access to an alt fire that drastically improves your accuracy in AP pen, but at the cost of a even longer reload. A low number of main guns and with fairly unimpressive accuracy using a battle cruiser formula on a cruiser. So you're similar.
So similar to like the other large gun cruisers like Alaska, like like the whole bunch of them.
Not quite a battle cruiser. Again, in the game, certain ships that were called battle cruisers are classified both as cruisers and as battleships. It depends on which end of the spectrum they fall. This is a cruiser, though, in game. And it has a good base speed, but with bad concealment, again, as you'd expect from such a large cruiser. So fore and aft plating of 25 millimeters, a little vulnerable. This isn't
But
really
this is
a
standard
brawling
for
ship.
tier 9.
Yeah.
It is standard for tier 9.
Hit points of 48,000, 16% torpedo damage reduction. You do have 60-second fire duration, though.
Yep.
Which for a cruiser can sting pretty bad. My poor Ad Albert weeps whenever I get set on fire.
So again, she has 3x2 305mm guns, so not a ton of guns, and they're not the most accurate ever. They do have 18.6 kilometer range at tier 9, which is decent enough, with a 12-second reload. And she does have access, like many other Spanish ships, to an alternative firing mode, where she gets AP shell penetration improvement and a dispersion improvement in exchange for having a very slow reload. So it essentially turns her into a battleship,
Yes.
right? You can think of it that way. Those of you who remember will remember a similar flavor of this for the Spanish cruiser line that they unfortunately lost.
Yes. No, this is not you only have the one shot, so it's not a burst fire.
Yes, is no burst.
It is a longer reload with better pen and better dispersion.
Yep.
Secondary armament, really nothing too special there. Torpedoes, you have them. The damage is fine. The speed is low. The range is low.
Just in case.
But they're there. You have 3 per side. A defense, again, is fairly standard. Your top speed is 36 knots base, which is very good.
Yeah, Spanish ships generally tend to be pretty quick.
And a base detectability of 14.7. Not great, but not too bad. But your smoke fire penalty is 11.8 kilometers, so you're not going to be sitting in smoke, even if an ally smokes you up with this ship. You kind of want to keep moving.
Yep. Going down to her consumables, nothing special here. She has a DCP, a very normal one. She has a repair party, again, a pretty normal one. And in her 4th slot, she has either fighters or spotting aircraft. And in her 5th slot, she has a good old 8% speed boost, nothing special. Nice to have for the acceleration, but it's not like she's going to be like ripping around the map.
Yes. And then our last ship of the DevBlog, if you were tuning in earlier to our Polish language stream, you already got a good teaser for it. Or if you saw it in our roadmap, it is the Pan-European Polish submarine.
Do you want to give it a shot?
I'm going to let you take this one.
Okay. I believe our Polish compatriots told us it's pronounced Oju,
Yes.
or something along those lines.
I believe it is Oju.
Oju.
Oju. Sort of like the sauce that you dip your beef in.
Like Oju. Yeah.
I'm sorry if that's inaccurate. Someone in chat is going to correct us. So this is the lead member of her class of 2 submarines built for the Polish Republic in the Netherlands during the 1930s. Before the outbreak of the war, the Oju operated in the Baltic before being interned in Estonia. And she would serve alongside the Royal Navy in the Norwegian campaign, but went missing in 1940. Oju is a little different than most submarines. She's designed for very aggressive gameplay and resilience rather than just stealth. So you have high speed on the surface with access to an engine boost, and fairly good survivability with access to a unique variant of the Torpedo Defense System consumable. You have rotating torpedo launchers that provide very flexible firing angles, and the ship carries multiple torpedo groups. But you don't have access to the hydrophone consumable, and you have very slow ping velocity.
Yep. So Oju, hopefully I'm saying that right, combines 4 fixed tubes on both bow and stern with 2 rotating twin launchers. So each one kind of like at the bow and one kind of at the stern. When you're surfaced, you can use the rotating launchers. They allow you to kind of like torpedo like a destroyer does.
Similar to how Surcouf does it.
Yeah, like Surcouf. And her ping is somewhat slow, so you'll have a little bit more difficulty landing it against like destroyers, for example.
Yes.
She's at her best on the surface, where you get all your torpedoes, obviously. But she is...
and don't forget that main gun.
the one single main
millimeter gun.
That's where she's the fastest and where you get all of your torps. Unfortunately, obviously, you are the least stealthy at the surface, and she does not have a hydrophone, actually. So
yeah, you can get snuck up on, and if a destroyer finds you, you are going to be in a lot of trouble. So your plating is 19 millimeters, as you would expect.
It is a submarine.
It is a submarine. You have 16 and a half, or just under 16,500 health. You have a main battery of a single 105 millimeter gun with a range of 6 kilometers and a reload time of 5 seconds.
It kind of has a gun.
It exists.
I don't know what you're doing with it,
it
but
is not going to be your main source of damage. So you do have sonar with a reload time of 6 seconds.
But that 500 ping velocity is quite slow.
It does have a range of 12 kilometers, though. Your torpedoes. So they are in a variety of different launchers. So you have 2x2 traversable launchers, and then you have 8 single launchers divided between the bow and stern.
Yep, you can see the torpedo stats there. Her homing torps are quite fast with very low damage. Her alternative torpedoes, the dumbfire torps, have 10 kilometers of range and are slower, but they do a significant amount of damage. Like most other subs, I would say.
Dive capacity of 290 units, which is a pretty long time. But you do have a much better max speed on the surface.
Yeah, her underwater maneuvering is quite bad.
And yeah, underwater, you're down to 16 knots. So if you have to dive, you're going to have a hard time getting away. But your base concealment on the surface is 5.2 kilometers.
Yep. It is very, very good.
And that detectability after firing main guns and smoke is only 2 kilometers, which is just as good as your assured acquisition range. So no fear when using that main gun in smoke. So if you want to deal up with an Italian submarine and use your main guns like a pro,
yeah,
I think that's going to be the
You're
key to
definitely
winning.
a gunfight against a Calvi.
Yeah, that's absolutely what yep. So your consumables, you have a damage control party with 3 charges. As you would expect for a submarine, it has the limited charge. You do have sub-surveillance.
It is not the greatest range.
No, it is sub-surveillance as a 6 kilometer range.
Yeah, the torpedo defense system, and here the line to note is that she takes 70% less damage from depth charges while it's active. So for 10 seconds, you get defense against depth charges. A little bit of defense against depth charges. 70% of a depth charge's damage is still a lot if it lands on your head.
Yes. Also, Taviera, why crap like this and no historical ships? This ship was built. This is a historical ship.
It is, in fact, a historical ship.
So, yes, you have sub-surveillance, you have a torpedo defense system, and you have an engine boost for plus 8% speed.
Yep. Again, nothing special about the engine boost. It does give you that better acceleration forwards and backwards. But she's not a fast ship, and engine boost is not going to change that fact.
Yes.
One thing to note here is that while she does have the torpedo defense system to reduce depth charge damage taken, she doesn't have a heal.
No.
So
damage taken is damage taken, and even if you take reduced damage from depth charges, you have a limited number of damage control parties, and flooding will hurt a lot.
Also, your HP pool is only 16.4 thousand. Like if you're taking like a depth charge's full damage is like what 4,000 ish.
Mm-hmm.
You take 30% of that, which is like 1,000-ish damage. That's still a chunk out of your HP pool.
Yeah, you can't survive those a ton. Unrug, good to see you. So I hope we nailed the pronunciation of Dioju. I'm sure we'll get corrected if we did not. But yeah, fire and flooding damage, like on a lot of subs, will hurt you quite a bit.
Yep.
You will burn through your damage control parties even if you use these consumables, and you don't have a way of regenerating that health.
She also only has 2 of the consumables, so it's not like you can like go around eating depth charges the whole game.
Yes, and they have a base reload without flags or captain skills of 180 seconds. So that is 3 minutes between when you have your defense against these things. And so if an enemy destroyer is on top of you, especially if it has a lot of smaller depth charges, sure, you pop this for 10 seconds, but some destroyers have 16
a ton
depth
of
charges.
depth charges. Yeah,
firing once a second, that means that, okay, you block the first 10, that's still 6 more they're going to hit you for full power.
Yeah, for those of you talking about various things that would be impossible in real life, so is hitting 30% of your shells.
Yeah, no,
in
battleships
naval combat.
had a pretty horrible hit rate. Also,
What
radar
are the
going through islands? Or
what are
hydrogen
the
tunnels?
4 new ships in the holiday convoy other than New Jersey?
You'll have to wait and find out.
Yep.
That is not this devlog. This
It is not in
devlog
the
is new
devlog.
ships. Get a jail free card. Clearly, subs need another get a jail free card. This sub does not have a hydrophone. If you are underwater and there is a ship near you that is on the surface and you don't have someone else to spot, you don't have a way of knowing until you are up there.
What is this?
Uh,
zuiKatsu when? I wish.
yeah. Those are all for yes. That was the last ship. Of the devlog.
Very technically speaking, the Shokaku that's in the tech tree is more like zuiKatsu than Shokaku herself. So I guess that, but no, I very much wish we had a zuiKatsu. Look at my name.
What? You want zuiKatsu in the game? I can't believe this. How very strange.
As much as I am not a carrier player.
Hydrophone is the strongest sub-consumable. Yes. First of all, I think Arden would know. But even if you don't know who Arden is, take it from me. It is a very strong sub-consumable, and the fact that you are missing it on the Oju is a bit of a problem.
Yeah, she's not going to be very good at, like, despite her good concealment, her actual, like, anti-spotting capability is going to be fairly weak.
Well, that is our
Yeah,
devlog.
and that is the devlog.
It will be going live in, just over 20 minutes after this.
New Jersey, Aragon,
Aragon, yeah.
Oju, and the European cruisers.
Zui Commander when Zuikaku gets added, yes, just like there will be a Gizmo Commander once Yari is added.
You're going to be waiting a long time for that one.
Yep. And back to World of Warships.
Yeah, switch to your screen so I don't leak anything.
Yes.
Oh, you're keeping the video up?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Very good.
All right, well, we have time for at least one more match, maybe 2, depending on how quickly these go.
Maybe. Where do you want to go?
Why don't we jump back up to a somewhere between 8 and 10. I'll let you choose.
9 it is.
9
It's right in the middle.
Oh, yeah. I said between. I locked myself into that one.
And I'm going to take out, I think, a ship that is a little bit polarizing, the Roussillon. I know some people love it, some people hate it. I kind of love it, so.
I love to hate it. Let's see. If you're taking out I'll take out something that is not a battleship. I will take out we were talking about, how much people love submarines and all the ships that people really love in the game. I'm going to take out the Chikumatsu.
That is certainly a spicy one.
See, do I have, I have equipment on. Let's go. Total, I'm taking out the Chikumatsu, which is the sister ship of the Tone, and is a hybrid cruiser. All right, we are loading into a match now. We are mid-tier. Oh, well, that's a salmon on the enemy team. I think we know who that is.
A certain salmon.
If you want to know why we trust Arden's word when it comes to the new submarine, watch this game and see how well Arden does in it. No pressure, Arden, but I'm putting a lot of faith in your gameplay here. Arden, you rat. Why did I have to jinx it, Arden? Because you're on the enemy team is why. New Jersey.
You guys, we know you were on the we knew that you were on the video screen. We were just preventing any strange alt-tabbing leaks.
And also, as Snarf said, we knew you would probably enjoy seeing the video of the new ships more than watching the little circle spin while we were in the queue.
Yeah. So Roussillon was a somewhat recently passed dockyard ship. Tier 9 French battleship that borrows a lot of her
The Super Champagne.
the super champagne. Yeah.
Is there a name for a bigger champagne flute?
Le Grand Champagne.
Ah, yes, oui.
Can you give a quick rundown of New Jersey? I missed the beginning. She is a Iowa, up a tier, with pretty good reload. She does not have the incredible accuracy of Wisconsin, but she does have support consumables and the ability to buff her main guns for 2 shots with significantly increased damage and better dispersion by using your support consumables on friends. And yourself, but like probably your friends.
You can use them on yourself, but you get more benefits. First of all, the consumables are more effective on your friends than they are on you. They are 50% as effective on yourself. And in the same way that your combat instructions charge at only a 50% rate if you use the consumables on yourself.
So a 3 New Jersey division. I guess you could do that.
What good is rocket rails on a ship but no rockets? You have to be more specific in what you're talking, in which ship you're referring to. I know the Småland has its missiles modeled in-game, but we don't have missiles in most events. We had them in the Temporal Rift event only.
Ouch. Cambridge's shells hurt a lot. Hopefully my shells hurt the Minotaur more. That's 2 sits. Thank you, Champagne. Not Champagne, Roussillon.
Actually, it's not the
2 different
Champagne
ships.
unless it comes from the Champagne region of France. Otherwise, it's just a sparkling battleship.
I see. And yeah, I did run one of my reload boosters there just to make sure I got the shot off before the Minotaur disappeared into his smoke screen.
Let's see, what's... Oh, it's the vampire is shooting at me.
Aha. There's also an angry Stalingrad out there who is actually very dangerous from my broadside.
I hope I can get both my torpedoes away. I'm probably only going to get 1 against this Conqueror, unless I drop now. I still only got 1 away. What a shame.
1 out. One can cause a flood. You never know.
But against a Conqueror, I don't think he cares. And it didn't cause a flood anyway.
Unfortunate. Looks like our Hargoon was suffering that Stalin radar plus vampire combo.
If he's radared, it's right at the edge of it, because I am not.
Okay. Like Conqueror has run on one of his heals. There's an enemy Shima as well. It's a division of 3 of them.
There's the enemy Stalingrad, looking very angry.
Very dangerous for you.
Yeah, I'm not too pleased with him being there.
I don't know if I have the angle to sit him, but I'll give it a shot. Doesn't look like it. I got a bunch of 1 torpedo protection hit and a ricochet along with 2 overpens.
When will we publish the DevBlog? Right after this stream.
Yeah, as usual, when we reveal DevBlogs on stream, they will come out for your general viewing right after. In fact, I'm for Reddit in this case, I'm the one who runs over to my computer and posts it on Reddit.
And I'm the one who does so on Discord.
So,
at least when it's revealed on an NA stream.
yes.
Will you guys play brawls? If we have time after this match, I don't know that we will, but depending on how amazingly well or amazingly poorly this match goes.
That is a lot of torpedoes in the water. Thankfully, most of the ones that were on the path to hit me were eaten by this island. So, I'm very happy about that. Snarf watches us run in much with much schadenfreude.
Yeah. Didn't want to delete Discord. I know the vampire's around here, so I'm just going to drop corpse on him. Vaguely. Yeah, I'm just out of the Stalingrad's radar range. So I'm in
Oh, I
firing
have still
range.
not sit this Conqueror.
gonna
I'm
go
getting a
ahead
lot
and
of pen damage onto him, but no citadels. Oh, Yorktown set me on fire. Very, very annoying. There is a sit. Unfortunately, as he's a Conqueror, he's just
He doesn't
he's
really-
still there.
Yeah. Now, I'm in my smoke screen, and that Stalingrad disappeared. If only I had a way to see where that Stalingrad was. Oh, wait, I do!
I will wait for your planes to fly over.
The Shimikaze and the vampire are shooting at me. Honestly, this isn't really do damage. I just want to make sure I can see the Stalingrad for you. Go ahead.
I actually shot at the vampire, so.
Oh, no, I wasted my planes. What a terrible,
3
terrible waste.
overpins. Fortunately, damage on destroyers sticks. So, I do have a question. How does Shikishima and Grocer Kerfers play?
Very
Well,
differently.
Shikishima is essentially a modified Yamato. She has the larger guns that you'd find on the Satsuma, for example. She likes to sit back and play where her armor and her turret traverse are not too much of an issue for her. She has very good accuracy that allows her to hit things at long range, and that's kind of where she likes to play. The Grocer Kerfers, on the other hand, is very much kind of like a mid-range brawler. I wouldn't call her a close-range like monster like the Schlieffen or
that's
the.
really bad.
That is a lot of
That's really, really bad. I didn't enjoy that one bit.
Yeah, the Grocer Kerfers does not have the torpedo threat or the speed that like the Schlieffen, for example, has as far as the brawling ships goes, but she has a respectable armament of main guns and secondaries alike. So one of those like kind of like mid-range brawlers. I would kind of put Libertad, for example, in that category as well, because she just doesn't have the speed or the torps to make like close range brawling really effective.
Do you have shots on that vampire by chance?
I do. I'm still reloading right now, and he's slowing down. So he does have the onus is on him to eat the shells.
The onus is, but I'm trying to keep him spotted. There we go.
Did
a little more
get
spotting damage.
2.4k on him. Our Orania does not appear to have that firing angle on him, unfortunately.
And again, the new AA system is designed pretty much to prevent something like this, where I'm just kind of sitting over one enemy ship, making sure he stayed spotted until he smoked. Because in the new system, his AA will obviously charge that new system, and he will shoot me down much more easily.
Yep, I did pop a reload booster, so I will be reloaded against this vampire. Hopefully force him this. Oh, he did beach. I didn't realize he was going to do that. I did get 1 overpen against him. Aranian's gonna bomb him, I guess. But if he kills a vampire with a bomb strike, I'll be very surprised.
I think our friendly salmon just accidentally typed in chat
Yeah.
to move.
Happens.
Mr. Wizard, so you just fly? Yes. Yes and no. So one of the reasons why the system is more effective is because a lot of destroyers, their detection range is less than their AA firing range, especially at high tier.
There we go.
So if you fly out of AA range and they turn off their AA guns, they just go dark. So you can't keep them perma-spotted. Now, if you closely coordinate with your teammates, yes, you can still spot them and then they shoot them. But if it was like a battleship, for example, that you were coordinating with, maybe you fly in, their guns aren't ready, they start shooting you down, you have to fly away, battleship reloads, the destroyer's dark. So it's designed to give them a bit more of a chance.
I want my gold ammo. I don't know if you want that. Gold shell tracers. I would kind of love to have like customizable shell tracers, as much as that would be like super cluttering in gameplay.
Yeah, I mean there are mods for that. But,
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I remember the old Nokia phone shell mod that I saw back in the day.
The true Krupstall, as it were.
Gold ammo. Oh, say not gold ammo. Gold ammo tracers. That's a different mechanic.
Now we have just about nothing spotted. Arden over there, but he's 27 kilometers from me. I mean, I could shoot him.
Arden is spotted. This truly is a rare day.
Arden plays pretty aggressively. I think he's spotted quite a bit in his subs.
He is. I've played a good number of matches with Arden over the last couple of days. And you could have seen it. You could have been there if you were on our Discord. Shameless plug to the Discord. Not just good for reporting bugs, but also the best place to talk to me or any other CMs. zuiKatsu spends a good amount of time on there. Snarf spends a good amount of time destroying there. I'm there. Yes, you're there.
Lots of people are there.
Lots of people are there.
Oh, God. I guess that was at one point the name of the server.
Total spends a good amount of time giving Gizmo grief.
Stop it.
Total spends a good amount of time speaking in third person, apparently.
Well, I assume that's the Shima in B, which means he's not in front of me. Going to C.
So I don't know how long this match is going to drag out, but we might have time for one brawl after all.
We will see.
After Brawl, what do you say?
Did the general chat on Discord get nuked? I would love to tell you it was just the general chat. But that was many moons ago, and we no longer speak of it.
You underestimate my power.
Snarf will never know peace. Do you think any of us on the CM team know peace? Do you think that's part of this job? I know all of you make sure that is not part of the job, and we appreciate all of you for it. You keep things very interesting.
That's like our Svea. Speaking of European cruisers, Svea is making his way over to B to hopefully deal with that Shima. I think he's the last remaining player who can. I guess the Summers could.
There is never a dull day as a CM.
Well, this is quite the long-range destroyer shot for me, but nothing else for me to shoot at, so I guess I'll take it. Oh, it looks pretty good.
At 16 kilometers against an enemy DD, that is
Yeah,
very
2
impressive.
pens and a fire. I assume the Yorktown's coming over to reset me here.
They
It's
need a
very
sub
annoying.
mod that shows you whether it's Arden in the sub or not. Yeah, can we get an Arden watch mod in the mod station?
Specifically for him.
Yeah, it's just him.
Oh!
And if he's in the submarine, then it shows you all the pings on the map every time.
Actually, Yorktown, I slid around that strike. I guess he wasn't expecting the French speed boost to kind of like slide me out of the way. Roussillon does have that 15% speed boost rather than the 8% that the Republique has. And he missed, so I actually might get this cap.
Okay, so 2 questions. I'm going to try and answer those back to back. What would you say are the pros and cons of the new super ship? You missed spending your resources on the crazy sub, but you got... Okay, so if you got the Affondatore with your salvage, it is a bigger and arguably better Colombo. You have combat instructions. You have 16-inch guns that fire sap.
Arguably is the key word there. I think Colombo definitely does have some advantages.
Yes. So it's one of those things where, and I was having a discussion on our Discord earlier. Again, shameless plug.
Don't flood, don't flood.
Going up a tier isn't always just you're better at literally everything. There are sometimes trade-offs, even if the ship is in the same line. But firing a lot of sap that hits cruisers and battleships very, very hard is absolutely your strength in the Affondatore. And then Hotshot, apart from stream and Discord monitoring, what else falls on the responsibility of a CM? So that does depend a bit on the CM. For instance, I'm more responsible for our Discord. I'm also in charge of our wiki. zuiKatsu over there. You want to tell them what you're all about?
Sure. I'm jointly responsible for Reddit alongside our friend Bazinga Flux, as well as tournament. Generally goes through me.
And then, as the nameless voice behind the camera pointed out, we do have a number of responsibilities that all of us share. So we all collect feedback. Snarf in particular does the update videos. We advise social media. Bug reporting and tracking is a little more the domain of myself and Barkon on our Discord. And then we take your feedback on upcoming events and monetization. And of course, we like to inspire the youth of tomorrow. That is absolutely our goal here at World of Warships.
Wow. I cannot sit those Yorktown, apparently.
We inspire you to be... Yes, Total, do you need to be inspired on that front? I think you just do that intrinsically.
Aim bug? The first shot I definitely fired low. The second one, I don't know what happened.
And that's a win. All right, if we hurry, we have 5 minutes. Do you want to do a brawl?
Let's do it.
All right, it's a 5v5 at tier 10.
I got an E. Wow, that is a lot of XP. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Total thinks you're older than all 3 of the CMs. Probably older than all of us combined, Boomer.
That's brutal.
I'm sorry.
All right, T10 brawls 5v5, nothing special.
New Jersey will have standard secondaries. Yes, it is not really a secondary focus ship.
I don't really have close range ships.
Yeah, you're all about kite. You have a Napoli.
I don't play that ship. We all know this.
I know. You only play it in clans. You've never played it in anything else.
I'll bring Hawaii. Can't go wrong with Hawaii, right?
I've seen a couple do very well in this brawl. The problem is you have to make sure that you're not focused first.
Sure. Oh, I do have a von Zuckerhoff. I do.
No.
Forgot about it.
Yeah. No, I'm the only one that enjoys that one. That's my domain.
Oh, I have played hundreds and hundreds of games in my Napoli, just not in public modes. But it's kind of like a running thing on my account that I don't appear to have any stats in Napoli other than my like 500 games of it in clan battles.
It is monstrous clan battle record. No record in anything else.
So I'd like to keep it that way. I think brawls aren't tracked, but just for the flavor of it, I'm not playing it in anything else.
As much as I love both, it's a hard steak piece of Hawaii and Brand.
Brennan.
Hard steak piece.
I'm still not sure what that means.
I don't either.
Oh, 2 Chateau Renaults.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Okay. We got to stop sharing a brain cell here. We just said, oh boy, and... All right, so... don't stay near the islands. I guess you can a little more than I can. I am definitely not going to go close to them.
Yeah, Chateau Renaults will eat you alive.
Yeah, no, they're going to be dangerous.
Using voice to text, I see.
The pain.
You ever have a brawling Iowa? I mean, Wisconsin is pretty good at it.
Is pretty good. You could
brawling
Georgia's
doesn't
close.
Brawling doesn't mean you have secondaries.
Yeah, Kremlin's a great brawler, but Kremlin does not have good secondaries.
What do you spec in slot 6 on your Napoli? Reload.
But Georgia is an Iowa hull. You have different main guns, obviously, but you do also have the improved secondaries. So you can, and the speed boost means you're pretty good at maneuvering in and around close quarters. So if you want the brawling experience in something Iowa adjacent, I would recommend the Georgia.
Georgia's definitely the one. Yes, New Jersey is tier 10. I've seen Hawaii many times. How does she play? I guess you'll see, but she click and guns go burr.
Yeah, it is the most gun. It's like the meme of nope, I lost it. I had a word. It's gone.
And she does have a radar, which I will save for when the timing is dire against the Shadow Renaults.
Yep.
I think that is the idea here.
The F ability on the Hawaii is an alternate fire mode, which lowers your range, but changes your shell ballistics and reload.
Yes. I think I'm going to take the chance here and pull out of the island, see if I get spotted.
Oh, and I remember the meme was if you're a turret, are you a gun with legs or your legs with a gun? And the Hawaii is, are you a ship with guns or guns with a ship? And you're definitely guns with a ship.
There's that incomp, which was the one I was the most scared about. I appear to have survived her first shot, which is always the scariest in an incomp.
True, can you have one Georgia? Sure, if you buy it for coal. Really, I think is it still available for coal?
I'm not sure.
So
I'm going to activate that F key, and you guys can see what happens to my shells here. They become very, very floaty, but the reload is quite insane. There's one of the Chateau Renaults. I'm switching fire to him immediately.
Yep, switching my secondary guns to him. Torpedoes just whiz by, but he has that reload booster. Why are our battleships all sailing in a line? Please go away. You're going to get us all killed. Oh, the torpedoes are coming. The torpedoes are coming. Okay. I am running away. I did not realize they were both like right there. Guys, we've got to spread. What are you doing?
Okay. Got the first Chateau Renault. Switching back to Altfire.
Oh,
Oh,
boom, on
and he
Philippe.
was... You just removed him from the game, so... back to the in-comp, I guess. I'm showing as much side as I feel like is comfortable against those very large guns.
I might be able to dodge some of these torpedoes. Hopefully enough to live. I'm probably going to take 2. Oh no, I'm going to take none because I'm very good at this game.
Looks like the other Chateau Renault
No
is
one's ever
back
said
there,
otherwise.
so.
I'm always the best player.
But time for Georgia and Jean Bart to come back. Jean Bart is a name I have not heard in a long time.
Now that's a name I have not heard in a long, long time.
Yeah, one of the cool things about the Altfire on the Hawaii, I'm going to see if I can make use of it here. Seems like this island's just a bit too high. It does, like, significantly worsen your ballistics, but that means you can fire over islands at surprisingly short range.
Let's see. The other Chateau Renault, I think our Kremlin is
It's like
right.
way out north.
Yeah,
right.
it's hanging out. So the Bourgogne is going down.
Yep.
Got him.
We're going down.
Done it, done.
We're going down.
I'm yelling timber.
When is Enterprise entering rotation again? I think you just missed last patch, right? The ability to get Enterprise
Yeah, it was in a crate,
was in 15.5.
but it's not in a normal rotation.
yeah,
I
it's
believe the
not.
Enterprise is epic rarity.
The last time we recently, I had no internet. Oh, that is unfortunate. Unfortunately, we can't say anything about the future acquisition methods of any upcoming,
And did we
like,
ever,
returning or new ships. So
did we ever give Enterprise away? I think it's always been a fairly rare ship.
yeah, pretty much.
Figured, you know, since the Star Trek in a similar fashion. Yes, the camo was available in the Star Trek, which is still in the armory.
Didn't have
but
to
the
use
ship
my
itself
radar.
is not. And that takes us to the end of our stream.
I find the Hawaii is not so good against other cruisers, good at DD and BB damage. When you're at range, you're not getting the crazy like pen damage that you get like against Superstructure, for example. You're not able to like target that effectively. Yeah, she does suffer a little bit at like kind of like the mid to long range against enemy cruisers, just because she takes those longer fires, I believe. But
I'm glad 70% of us, 70% of you rather, had faith in us. 30% of you, come on, there were doubts.
yeah.
And importantly, I finished top of the team on the
Nice.
last match, which means I'm the best player forever.
True.
I believe that is our raid target.
Yes, we will be raiding out. Thank you guys, as always, for joining us here for our North American stream.
We appreciate your...
If you guys are a little bit behind on your drops, you can try to tune in tomorrow for EU stream. They will have a couple more dev blogs
Very exciting stuff.
to reveal. Hopefully some exciting stuff for everyone. Obviously the progress towards your drops if you did not manage to complete today. And we'll see you guys over in Lord Zath stream.
See you there, captains. Take care. We'll see you next week. I won't. You will.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.